Hey everybody,
Good to see you again, Maria with Rebellious International.
and I'm Sarah with Unique Wellness Studios.
And together we make
Unique
Rebel. So, today we wanted to tell you about our coming up retreat. Coming up this week, we are so excited. We have been talking about this for a year now?
Yeah.
And it is finally happening. Woohoo! Our retreat, the Soul Retreat for the Busy Badass. So we just thought we would share with you what it is all about because we are planning to do more of those. It is all about self-care.
Right.
That's the basics of it. And within that, there will be movement, there will be breathing, meditation, journaling, sacred circle, and getting to catch up on stuff that you need to catch up on, whatever that is. Whether it's emails, projects, social media, whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, and you know it's funny, we have a couple of women coming that are not coming for that portion of it. I mean, they're coming for all of it. I gotta say that the right way. They're not interested in the business portion of it. They are coming solely, and you could say S-O-U-L, solely for the self-care
practice
portion.
Yes.
And to connect with other women, to connect with like-minded women, because I think one of the pain points maybe that we unintentionally hit on with our retreat when we started marketing it or wrote the copy for it, is that women really desire more connection.
Yes.
And it's so funny, it's such a paradox now because we are so connected through social media and all of
superficially
technology.
Yes.
And it's all superficial. People, women, especially the women that I'm interacting with more so recently, are craving to disconnect from the internet and from social media, from Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, and actually turn to each other
have a face-to-face
and
contact.
look each other in the eye and have discussions about everything. What does it mean when you say have faith and trust? What does it mean when you say surrender? How do you forgive? And how do you do these things without us standing up and teaching it like we're teachers teaching a lesson? But we're peers. We're connected women that are having these
deep conversations,
deep, rich conversations about it, and that's the way we're choosing to unpack it.
Yeah.
You can get the information anywhere. You can stop watching this right now and go Google forgiveness, and a billion things will come up, and a billion different people will tell you how to do it a billion different ways.
Yes, but what does it mean to you, and how do you make it practical into your life? Because the way I practice it is different than the way Sarah practices it, and it's different probably on the way of everybody else practices it. But that is something that I found through getting into entrepreneurship, is connecting with that tribe that speaks your language and that can relate, and that people don't look at you like, what? You're gonna do what? And I think to your point, we've had these conversations over creating our program and over creating the retreat and creating the language for it. It's Sarah is way ahead in her spiritual journey, and a lot of times she uses terminology that I'm like, no. It's because I come from different background, and I'm like, most people, if you put that language out there, they have no idea what you're talking about. Yet these are the people who can probably benefit the most from it.
And we expand on that. When you say these are the people, who are the
So
who
I
are the
think
people?
there are the people who are stressed out, people who I say are to the vicious cycle of life, which I think all of us can get there very easily. People that are on auto mode, that get up, take the kids to work, go to work, rush back home, do homework, do this, do that, do a project, barely have time to sleep, and then get back on it again. And there is not a minute to stop and decompress and live life. I mean, it sounds very, what's the word? Very...
autopilot?
Yeah, it sounds very cliche, right? When you say what do you mean smell and, stop and smell the roses? But it's true. Think about how, if we're not intentional, how our days go. They go from A to B to C to D, and repeat.
And the scary thing about that is the days go like that,
Yeah,
and
the months.
and then the days link together into weeks that link together into months that link together into years, And if you're on autopilot, all of a sudden you look around and like, how the hell did I get here?
Yeah.
And then you've got to unwind everything. And that's kind of how I came on this journey, and done a lot of unwinding. And one thing that I'd love to do is help people before they get to that point. You don't have to have a nervous breakdown or a spiritual awakening or a dark night of the soul
To get there.
to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it starts literally with self-care.
It does, and what I would say from my personal experience in teaching Pilates is a lot of time the urgency is created when some kind of health issue crisis comes up, right? And that just creates an awareness because we take it for so much for granted that we feel good, that we can move, that we don't have aches and pains. And then there is the flip side, people who are in pain, people who can't move, people who have had a dark side or something major big happen. They're the people who start seeking stuff. I mean, I think that's why most people start transforming around youngsters like us, right? In their 40s. It's because, you know, a divorce happens, you know, a loved one is lost, some kind of health crisis or health issue appears. And those are all things that make us pause and go, whoa.
Catalyst for change.
Yeah.
Right.
What is that all that has been to life? Rush from here to here. What is it in for me? And I'll personally talk, you know, we've touched on that before. Self-care to a lot of people is selfish. And you know, at this point, I just tell people, well, if you feel like you need to get selfish, then be selfish.
You know, one thing I've started really paying attention to, and I think I say it a lot more often now, is our two most valuable commodities, literally, our health and our time. And when you practice self-care, you're investing in your health, is that you create more time.
Yes.
And I can tell you that cognitively until the cows come home. But until you start to practice it and experience it and actually make friends with time, you can't wrap your head around it. It's experiential. You have to do it to see that it works, and to understand that it works.
And you know, I think a big chunk of it has to do with when we have that quiet moment to ourselves, when we calm down and get off that, you know, hamster wheel, and we have a moment to say, okay, really all of this is not urgent. It is urgent because I have made it so urgent.
Great point.
You know, I think we become more productive because then we're like, okay, I will do A first, then B, then C. Wow, a little bit of A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C, and then I'm tangled in all of them.
And tangled up in the alphabet soup.
Mishmash. So, yeah. So I'm super excited about our retreat because we get to create with a community that we love. Yeah. We have to have authentic conversations and be real. We get to self-care, sleep well, you know, eat
like
right,
queens,
exercise. I gotta tell you, the most exciting part is I started packing because I suck at packing. And I was so excited because most of my clothes were workout clothes. I was like, yes! We get to work out a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just thrilled about it.
Yeah. You know, I'm thrilled about everything that you just said, and I'm thrilled that this is our first retreat. I've been thinking about it since we purchased the home in Tybee, so that's December of 2015, and we are making it a reality. This is our beta retreat, and I know for certain that this is not going to be the last.
This is one of many.
This is one of many. So. Start thinking about that. Start thinking about, you know, when retreats and offers like this come available, how can you take advantage of it so that you can really start to focus on yourself and the self-care, and not just that, but connect with like-minded people who are really interested in supporting you. They're interested in growing themselves, and in that supporting you. And I love that phrase, we rise by lifting others.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. We empower. When we're empowered, we can empower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go out and be powerful today.
Yes. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.